Riverton is Ed Ignat, and he is replacing Sam Hunt. Jeff Heard is at the line. His shot is up and good. And it's 2-1. And right now, Hirt and Feder have both scored the same amount of points in the tournament. Second shot is missed. Ignat tips the ball and gets it off to Mike Rossetti for Riverton. On the side, Ignat. He intended that ball for Penny, who had already gone along the baseline. He threw it behind him and out of bounds. 2-1, Riverton on top. 4:54 to go. This is for third place. Ball inbound pass is stolen by Ignat. Up to Rossetti for Riverton. Ignat on the right side, looking underneath for Feder. Can't find him. Bounces a pass off to Santarelli. Underneath to Penny. His shot is blocked by Venema. They fight for it. And Steve Saval comes out of there with it for Timothy Christian and gets it off to Ken Klein, who brings it across the line. 4.5 minutes to go in the first period. 2-1. Klein at the top of the key. He's going to take the shot from there, and it's short. And Feder has the rebound for Riverton, and he brings it out of there in a hurry. 2-on-1. Good pass, Santarelli. His shot is up. No good. Gets his own rebound and brings it out front. Mike Rossetti now. To Ignat on the right side. In the corner, Santarelli drives the baseline. Good pass, but he is out of bounds. Drove the baseline, tried to get the pass off to Kurt Penny, but he was on the baseline. It belongs to Timothy Christian. Riverton presses on. They get the ball into Venema. Now to Klein. In traffic to Hirt. To Nordman. Cut off there by Feder, so he clears out front to Klein. 3:52 for the period. 2-1 is the score. They pass the ball into Hirt. Has it knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. It'll be Timothy Christian ball.
Fell right off Feder's leg. He was standing there and looked, the ball hit him right in the leg and rolled right down off his shoe and out of bounds.
Here is Klein. And it goes to Hirt. Turnaround jumper, no good. Feder the rebound again for Riverton. Brings it out on the break again. These two teams are going at it, Chuck, but nobody can score.
Just can't put it in the basket, Jim.
In the corner, Santarelli. Now Rossetti. Ignat to Rossetti. Santarelli makes the jumper from the corner and doesn't take it. Rossetti out front, Santarelli in the corner. Now he's going to take it. Missed everything. Air ball by Santarelli. Rebound Hirt. And he gets it off to Klein. We have played 5 minutes in the first quarter. Timothy Christian doesn't have a basket yet. It is 2-1.
I think Klein could drive right into the Feder and make Feder take him. He's got daylight, but he won't take that drive right now.
There's the jumper by Saval. It's up and good, and there's the first basket for Timothy Christian, and they take the lead 3-2. 2:49 to go in the first period. Mike Rossetti with the ball. High post to Penny. In the corner, Santarelli. They get the ball to Feder. His short jumper is up and in. On the baseline, and that's where he's the toughest. And it's 4-3. Riverton by 1. 2:31 to go. Klein gets the ball to Nordman on the break. But he passes back out front to Saval. To Klein. Nordman looking for Hirt. To Klein. Right at the free throw line. Doesn't take the shot. Gets it off to Nordman. Side to Saval. He bounces into the big guy, and he's fouled as he goes up for Jim Venema.
You don't get many better shots than the free throw line. I don't care what game you play or how long you play it. I don't know why Klein isn't shooting it, Coach.
It seems like they want to get the short 2 to 4 footer every time, and it's almost impossible when you're playing a good defensive ball club.
Foul was on Ed Ignat. Venema will have 2. He misses the first. It's 4-3. Riverton on top. 2:10 to go in the first quarter. The shot is up and good. 4-4 tie now. Now Rossetti for the Riverton Hawks. They've lost but 2 games this season. One of them this afternoon to Havana. Santarelli corner to Hunt. And he's called for traveling. Sam Hunt drove the baseline. Call for traveling. Kurt Davis has come on now. Kurt Penny goes out for Riverton. Sam Hunt goes out, and Ed Ignat is back in for the Hawks. They have the press on. Klein gets the ball to Hirt. 1:53 to go. Klein still in the backcourt. Now clears it to Steve Saval. In the corner, Nordman free for that two-handed jumper almost. He missed it. The rebound fought for, and Venema had it, but he lost it kind of over his shoulder to Ed Santarelli.
Both clubs are a little sluggish. They'll get going pretty quick.
Into Feder. In traffic. And he's traveling. Rich Feder had that ball high above his head. Tried to make a move. Just wasn't any place to go, and he was called for traveling.
I think he tried to turn to the weak side to dump it off, but he couldn't turn.
Here is Hirt. Deep pass to Nordman. 2-on-1. Nordman down. Stops in the corner. Won't go in. Gets it off to Saval. To Klein. Now Saval back to Klein. Here is Nordman. The big guy, Venema, his turnaround is partially deflected and then lost out of bounds by Kurt Davis.
They're taking the ball to Feder, but they're trying to shoot over him. I think they ought to try to take it to the basket and get him in foul trouble rather than try to shoot over him. He's too tall.
Klein will inbound it along the baseline, having trouble, but he gets it to Nordman. 1:08 to go for the period. Turnaround jumper is up and in, and that is Jeff Hirt. And Timothy Christian has taken the lead 6-4 with 59 seconds to go in the first period. Rossetti to Santarelli, back to Rossetti now. To Egnott. In the corner, Santarelli. Now Egnott. 47 seconds to go for the period. They lob to Feder. Short jumper by Feder. No good. Rebound up by Davis. No good. And then out of bounds. It belongs to Timothy Christian.
He got a little over anxious. He had himself a nice layup if he could have just hooked it in.
Here is Venema. To Klein. To Hirt. To Venema. To Nordman. Pumped an 18-foot jumper from the side and hits it. It's 8-4. Timothy Christian by 4. Mike Rossetti across the line for the Riverton Hawks. Lobs into Feder right underneath. His shot is up. No good, but he is fouled from behind by Venema. Take a look at that one again.
It's a nice assist pass. Davis goes up, and he's fouled on the shot. 2 shots. That was Feder.
Rich Feder at the line, a 75% foul shooter on the year. Shot is up and off, no good. Could have one more. Averaging 27.4 coming into the tournament. This one's up by Feder and good. 8-5 now. Timothy Christian by 3. 16 seconds to go in the first period. The third place game. Wild pass by Klein over the head of Nordman, out of bounds. The ball belongs to the Riverton Hawks with 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Santarelli with the ball. Lobs into Feder, tries the baseline, pumps the jumper from there and hits it. Rich Feder, nice jumper along the baseline. 8-7 now. Long shot by Venema off the board at the buzzer. That's the end of the quarter with the score. Timothy Christian 8, Riverton 7.
Tonight at 11, James Cagney and Pat O'Brien star on the roughneck tale of World War I's most famed Irish regiment, the Fighting 69th.
Hey, you were told to keep your mitts off that very pistol. What do you want the Heinies to do, blow us all over France?
What's the matter, Sarge? You getting the wind up? There's always an MP job waiting for you back in Paris, you know. Or maybe just those stripes talking again, huh?
Maybe you ain't heard tell since there's a war going on up here.
Yeah, I read about it in the papers, but I ain't seen none of it yet. This is all there is to it. I don't see what those limeys and frogs
If
are.
I was you, I'd keep my big yak shut about the limeys and the frogs until I'd earned a fighting man's right to talk.
And maybe you think I won't.
Oh, heroes. Huh? You'd be satisfied with a Distinguished Service Cross.
Well, if I don't get it, it's because I got a wooden one. And if you don't believe me, you got a bet.
Don't miss James Cagney and Pat O'Brien in the Fighting 69th, tonight at 11, here on Channel 9.
Low-scoring first period. Feder has 5 points, Rossetti 2 for Riverton. For Timothy Christian, Nordman 2, Hirt 3, Venema 1, and Saval 2. Timothy Christian 8, Riverton 7 at the end of the first quarter. This will be followed by the Havana and New Lenox Providence game for the championship. Those two teams have a combined record of 62-1. Better for Riverton, Venema for Timothy Christian. The tip is controlled by nobody. They say they'll have to do it again. Better tips this one, and he gets it to Rossetti. Riverton Hawks with the ball to Egnott, the right side. Santarelli. Kurt Penny came back in for Riverton at the end of the period. Here's Egnott in the corner. Lobs to Feder. Turnaround jumper. Feder off the board and in. Nicely done in heavy traffic. 9-8. Riverton by 1. But the ball is here against the press. It gets to Steve Saval. Now to Klein. Side to Nordman. Klein, top of the key to Hirt. Turnaround jumper. Hirt is good. Beautiful shot. 10-9 now. Timothy Christian by 1. Rossetti across the line. There's Egnott. Now Santarelli. Top of the key, Rossetti. Right side, Egnott for his long jumper. It's good. Ed Egnott gets it down. It's 11-10. Riverton in front again. Klein gets the ball off to Saval in a lot of traffic to Klein. Back to Saval. Now they get across the line with it all right. And he's called for traveling. Steve Saval turned and was going to flip that ball behind him to Ken Klein, but he moved his pivot foot. Turnover. The ball belongs to Riverton. They lead it 11-10. Egnott lobs into Feder. Turnaround jumper by Feder is up and in. Big guy, just a marvelous shooter, Coach, with those arms extended.
Yes, he has 3 players around him, 3 defensive players, and he still goes up over them. He's a great ball player.
Now. 3-point lead. Deep pass for Klein. Coming down 2-on-1. The ball's knocked away from behind by Egnott. Picked up by Feder. He gives a cross-court pass to Penny. To Santarelli for the jumper, and it's good. Ed Santarelli for Riverton. Now 15-10.
Now we're getting some enthusiasm.
Now there's Ed Santarelli picking up the foul on the press. He fouled Ken Klein. Foul is on Santarelli.
Okay, let's take a quick look at that replay. There's the pass. Yeah, oh yeah, he got him. He wrestled him.
Hirt with the ball for Timothy Christian. Off to Ken Klein. 6:12 to go for the half. Side to Saval, back to Klein. In the corner now to Hirt. They get it underneath. Short jumper up and off the board is good by Jeff Hirt. And it's 15-12. Riverton by 3. That is 7 points in the ball game for Hirt. Rossetti off to Egnott. In the corner now, Santarelli. Something called lane violation called there by referee Jimmy Jones. The ball belongs to Timothy Christian. There's a timeout with the score Riverton 15, Timothy Christian 12.
You're about to meet the biggest change in harvesting since the switch from horses to horsepower.
To harvest more of what you grow, Axial Flow is the way to go.
The new IH Axial Flow combines are better for this simple reason. Conventional combines get only 1 chance to thresh, but this IH Axial Flow rotor threshes several times to harvest more of your crop.
Axial Flow is the way to go.
Divorce can be emotionally difficult and also legally difficult. So getting good legal help is important in reaching a fair settlement, especially if children are involved. You know your feelings. Your lawyer knows your rights and obligations. He or she can advise you objectively and explain your legal alternatives. Divorce is difficult, so be sure. Work with your lawyer.
Here's the situation, 5:44 to go in the first half. Riverton on top 15-12 in the battle for third place with Timothy Christian. Riverton into this ball game averaging 73 points on the year. Timothy Christian 53.6. They've been involved in some low-scoring ball games, including the one this afternoon, which was the lowest combined score in the tournament's history. It'll be Jeff Heard inbounding the ball for Timothy Christian. Gets it into Jim Venema. Off to Klein now. They double team him, and he has a little problem. Finally finds Saval to Nordman. Now Klein. In Saval will always be out front for this ball club. Underneath here, fakes Fetter, call for traveling. Jeff here knew Rich Fetter was behind him. He tried to make a move on him. It was called for traveling. Let's watch it.
Let's take a quick look here. There's the pass into Jeff. He makes a nice fake, but he just... It was close. I don't know if he moved that pivot foot or not, but apparently he did.
Out front, Rossetti. Lobs for Santarelli for Riverton. Now Rossetti. Egnot to the jumper, and he got it. Off the bench. Egnot has his second basket. It's 17-12. Klein is in traffic, and he's traveling. They double-teamed him in the corner. Had to jump up in the air, try to find somebody to throw it to, Coach.
Looked like he started backing up towards the sideline. He moved about a foot and a half.
17-12 Riverton. Into Fetter, and he is fouled from behind. Rich Fetter is fouled from behind, and picking it up is Mark Nordman. That's a third team foul on Timothy Christian and the second on Nordman. In the corner, jumper is up by Penny, no good. And the rebound is grabbed by Timothy Christian. They bring it down. That's Ken Klein. Had the ball deflected and stolen away by Ed Ignat. Going to go all the way down, lays it off the board and in. Oh, he's giving him a real spark off the bench, hasn't he?
He has really come alive for him.
19-12. Riverton on top. 4:28 to go. When Sam Hott broke a bone in his wrist, Ignat came off the bench and played very well for Riverton.
He's showing that experience that he picked up.
Here is Hirt turning on Fetter, lays it off the board and in. Jeff Hirt made a good move that time, and it's 19-14.
He makes a good drop step. He looks to the right, and he drops his left foot and wheels into the lane.
Here's Ignat lobbing for Fetter in traffic. 4 men on him this time. He pumps it up, no good. Rebound Venema for Timothy Christian, off to Klein.
He was surrounded by a forest that time.
Here's Klein in a little traffic to Nordman. They lob it for Venema. His shot is up. He's fouled by Fetter. Sam Hott coming back in for Riverton.
Let's take a look at that. Venema moves into the lane, and Fetter hooks him with his body, falling in. 2 shots for Venema.
Jim Venema at the free throw line for 2 shots into the Riverton lineup. Number 14, Sam Hott, into the Timothy Christian lineup.
At the line will be Jim Venema. Shot is up and off, no good. Carl Voss has come into the ball game now for Timothy Christian. Venema made the second. That makes it 19-15. The lead is 4. Jeff Fink has now come on, number 33 for Timothy Christian. Here's Rossetti for Riverton. Ed Ignat on the right side. Lobs in the corner now for Hott. Ignat's going to try again, and he makes again. That is 4 baskets for Ignat off the bench, and it's 21-15. Riverton on top, 3:29 to go. In the corner, Nordman. Nobody else there, so he waits. Out front, out of Voss. To Hirt. Right side, Nordman. His long jumper is good. 21-17. The lead back at 4 for Riverton. 3:12 to go now for the half. Mike Rossetti for the Hawks. Off to Santarelli. Rossetti. Right side to Ignat. Deep in the corner to Santarelli. To Ignat. Now Rossetti. Ed Ignat looking for Fetter. They're just all over Fetter. I mean, people not fouling him, I don't mean, just around him. There's a shot up, no good. Fetter tries the rebound, no good. Ignat comes out with it this time. And he gets the ball to Rossetti. They lob for Fetter now. He tried to dunk it, and he is hit from behind and fouled.
Let's take a look at that. That was a beautiful pass by the guard. Rossetti makes a beautiful pass up, and he was racked on the shot.
Jeff Hirt got him, and that is Hirt's first foul. At the line to shoot 2 will be Feder. That one's in and out. He'll have one more. Feder has scored 9. Came into this ball game leading scorer in the tournament. There's a gyroscope job. Watch that one.
That's one of those spin jobs we talked about last year. He has good rotation on the ball, and that's the way to shoot it.
22-17. Riverton by 5. Here is Nordman. They work it around out front. Voss, now Nordman again. To Voss. To Steve Saval. They lob into Hirt. He drives on Feder. Fakes it. Pumps it up. Off the board. No good. Feder with the rebound. Tries to bring it down to there. Does a good bit of ball handling. For a big guy, 6'8", he can really handle the ball.
He'll play the big forward in college. Or the big guard.
Santarelli. They lob for Feder. He tries to tip it out front. He lost control of it, and it's stolen there by Mark Nordman. Feder tried to catch that ball in midair and pass it back out front. Didn't get it done. Steve Saval into Hirt. Short jumper. Missed it. Ignat with the rebound. Now Rossetti. 1:37 to go for the half. 22-17 Riverton. Feder underneath. They steal it away from him. Grabbing it out of there was Carl Voss. Voss between the circles. Now gets it off to Saval. Nordman in the corner to Hirt. He drives, lays it up, and off. No good. Tough luck on that one. They fight for the rebound, and Feder has it 2-on-1. He gives the ball to Rossetti. His shot is up, no good. And the rebound is pulled down by Jeff Hirt. 1 minute to go now for the half. 22-17 Riverton. There's the ball deflected and stolen away from Jeff Fink. And Mike Rossetti brings it down for Riverton. 44 seconds to go. Riverton leads it by 5, and they seem to want to hold for 1 here. 22-17. Well, they almost threw that ball away. Feder retrieved it.
The long arms helped that time.
Gave Jim Zimmerman a heart attack on that pass. 25 seconds to go now. Here is Sam Hott with the ball. Has it deflected and knocked out of bounds by Steve Saval. And Hott, 14 in the white, will inbound it. Out front it comes now. That's Mike Rossetti with it. 13 seconds to go. Now they move toward the attacking position a little more. Santarelli's long jumper is off the back of the rim, no good. 3 seconds to go. And Nordman tries to throw that ball the length of the court, but Sam Hott blocks it. And there'll be 1 second to go now in the half. 5-point lead for Riverton, 22-17. Here is Nordman. Well, he throws in the backcourt. They'll have to throw that ball the length of the court. So that's the end of the half. Riverton 22 and Timothy Christian 17. Now here's Shansky.
Thank you, Jim Turpin. In the battle for 3rd place, both clubs started very slowly, but that's understandable. Both clubs gave an all-out effort to play for the championship by losing in the semifinals. The leading players for Riverton are Feder leading with 10 points, and Ed Ignat has gotten 4 baskets. Let's take a look at that free throw that Feder put up there. He has good rotation on the ball. There it is. Look at this spin. Look at it going in, out, almost came out again and again. Unbelievable, and then it went through. Both teams playing good defense, and I look for a real exciting half. Now let's go to Tom Kelly in Tournament Central.
Thank you, Coach. Jim Turpin is checking over a scorebook, and he'll have a summary on the first half for us in just a few moments. And while we're waiting for that, take a look at this.
38% from the field, and Timothy Christian 43%. Look at the individual scoring now. First of all, for Timothy Christian, Nordman had 2 field goals for 4 points. Hirt, who's the second leading scorer in the tournament, had 4 field goals and a free throw for 9. Venema, the center, shut out from the field, had 2 free throws for 2. Klein did not score, and Saval had a basket for 2. Just 3 fouls called on Timothy Christian there in that first quarter. It was Nordman 1, Hirt 1, and Venema 1. Now look at the scoring for Jim Zimmerman Zimmerman's Riverton Ball Club. They came into this at 29-2. Penny has not scored in the game, nor has Hott, two of the starters. Feder, who is the leading scorer in the tournament, has 4 field goals and 2 free throws for 10. Rossetti has a basket for 2, Santarelli a basket for 2, and Egnott off the bench has 4 field goals for a total of 8 points. And he has been the real big surprise and the guy that has really helped Riverton a lot here in the first half. As we mentioned, when Sam Hott broke a bone in his wrist early in the season for Riverton, Egnott came off the bench and played very, very well. So it's a 22-17 ball game, Riverton on top. Now, to find out what a couple of the coaches think about the game thus far, let's go to Chuck Berlinski. Chuck?
Thank you, Jim Turpin. With me are 2 good friends of mine. On my immediate left is Vern Lewis, the coach at Grant Park. Grant Park's located north of Kankakee in the northern part of Illinois. And Joe Quain, who's from Danville-Charmin, from the central part of the state. Nice to have you gentlemen with us. Let's talk first of all about this third-place game going on between Timothy Christian and Riverton. What do you think about it, Vern?
I think that Timothy Christian appears to be a very well-disciplined team that controls the ball quite a bit. And I think that with their superior height, that by the end of the game, they could prevail. I think that they need to make some adjustments in the way they're handling the press, though, because it has caused them some problems. And if they don't do this, they may not.
What about Riverton, Joe?
Well, I thought so far Riverton's played pretty hard. You know, sometimes it's pretty tough to get yourself ready to go for a third-place game after a tough loss, but I felt Feder's in particular, or Feder's playing very hard inside, and the other 4 boys aren't real big, but they seem to be working pretty hard, and I agree with Vern. The press so far has been pretty effective for them.
Okay, well, we'll see what your comments, what happens the second half. But let's go now to the big one, the championship game. Let's talk a little bit about that. Vern, you're very familiar with Providence.
Yes.
They play in your area, and you would have to beat them to get into that sectional super, and you'll have to face Walter Downey the next 2 years. Give us an appraisal of that ball club.
That doesn't make me very happy. I think that Providence is probably the class of this tournament. I think that there are teams next week that Providence can beat. I don't think that Providence has any weaknesses when you compare them with the field that's here tonight.
Good defense.
Excellent defense. I think they protect Walter Downey very well. I think that it's the Barney Mines show, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that you'll see 4 kids that protect the sophomore, Walter Downey, inside. I think that if they have a weakness, it's probably the fact that Providence tends to start slow and they tend to coast as the game goes along from time to time. But I think that when it really counts, Walter Downey and Barney Mines in particular do the job.
They really impressed me, no doubt about it. But what about Havana, Joe? Give them a shot?
I think they have a shot at it. I think tonight Tracy Trimpey's going to have to shoot a little better than he did this afternoon, and Grigorich also from the outside, and it's just going to take a great team effort on defense, of course, and if they're going to stay with Providence, they're going to have to do a great job on the boards, I think, and I think I agree with Vernon in terms of overall personnel. Nobody can really touch Providence in this tournament, but Havana's been here now 2 years in a row, and they play awful well as a team, and I'd give them a good shot at him tonight.
What do you think, Joe, they'll do against that 1-3-1 zone? How will Havana attack it?
Well, I think they'll probably go to Grigorich and Trimpey. You know, I think they're their 2 best shooters. I don't think Hurst looks too often to the shot, and pretty tough to have some inside success with Downing in there. So I thought Trimpey was a little bit hesitant to shoot the ball this afternoon, and I think he's been an outstanding player here for 2 years, and I'd like to see him put the ball up, and Grigorich and him will both have to shoot well for them to knock off Providence.
Okay, now Havana's got a good 2-3 zone also. Vern, what do you think? What do you think the game plan will be for Providence? Attack that inside or shoot from the outside? What would you do? Or what?
I've talked to other coaches about it, people that have come through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you can stop Providence inside, and I don't think that you can stop Providence outside.
Mm-hmm. In other words, if they hit from outside, you've got to come out, and then that leaves the big boy wide open inside.
Yes, and I think that if Providence can spread you out, Barney Mines is really exceptionally penetrating with the ball.
So it looks like to me, Joe's going to favor Havana, and you're going to go with Providence.
Definitely.
That's a good appraisal, men. Thank you for joining us and for your comments. We really appreciate it. The intermission clock shows only about 2 minutes remaining before the second half. We'll return to courtside and Jim Turpin's play-by-play coverage after this.
At home to reach high schoolers attending the tournament. In the event of an emergency, the university has worked out a system for parents and friends at home to be able to telephone high school students attending the tournament here in Champaign-Urbana. Just call area code 217. The telephone number is 333-2923. That's area code 217-333-2923. We're at halftime of the third place game. Riverton leads Timothy Christian 22-17. I thought it was interesting, Chuck Rolinski, that you had a couple of guys on there at half. One of them is picking Providence to win that title game, and the other Havana.
Yes, Vern Lewis, the coach at Grant Park, has to play Providence up there to get out of his regional and sectional. He's highly impressed with them. But Joe Quain from Danville Sharman thinks that they've got Havana's got a shot, and I think that's probably, you know, the opinion of, I would say, at least 45% of the crowd.
Riverton leads in this ball game by 5, 22-17. Riverton has a record on the year now, 29-2. Timothy Christian is 24-8. But as we mentioned a couple of other times, Timothy Christian has played some Class AA teams, some tough ones too. And those records sometimes on that account are deceiving. Here is Jim Venema, 55 in the red for Timothy Christian. Rich Feder, 44 in the white for Riverton. And Feder controls it in the backcourt. And with the ball now is Mike Rossetti. Brings it across. Santarelli looking for Feder. Two men on him now.
They're going to try to close him up.
They throw the ball into Kurt Penny, and he is fouled. Jeff Hirt got him on the arm. Kurt Penny was open for just a moment there. He got the ball and was fouled. Second foul on Hirt. In the corner with it is Egnott. Santarelli, now Rossetti. Egnott right side. Had 4 big baskets for the Hawks in the first half. Off the bench. There he is again, looking for Feder. Shovels him a nice pass. Turnaround jumper is up and in. Man, that was... He turned to his right, went twisting up in the air and popped that one in, huh?
That's a corkscrew shot.
24-17, Riverton. Here is Nordman. Klein, now to Hirt. Klein out front here, right at the free throw line. It's the big center, Venema. He drives on Feder, gives it back to Nordman, back to Venema, turned around, fakes, lays it off the boards, in and out. Feder with the rebound, bringing it down, and he is fouled from behind, or just as he went around, Ken Klein.
Good thing Feder didn't dunk at that time, because that would have been a technical. Anytime you dunk the ball on a dead ball situation, it's an automatic tee. Let's take a look at that again. There's the clear. Feder gets it, and he almost got a charge if the young man would have dropped in front of him, but he definitely fouled him.
Mike Rossetti lobs the ball for Feder, but Feder was hemmed in, couldn't get to it. It just goes out of bounds.
I think they had a little signal on that, but Feder couldn't move because he had a defensive man behind him.
Here's Jim Venema, to Klein, to Hirt.
Director Bill Lutzer's getting quite artistic. He was taking a picture of a lady taking a picture of our cameraman.
Here is Klein for Timothy Christian. Gets the ball off to Nordman. 6:27 to go. Venema in the corner now to Nordman. Back to Venema. Drives on Feder. Lays it up left-handed off the board. No good. Rebound is grabbed and a foul is called. And that is on Jeff Hirt. That's his third. He's their leading scorer. 6'6", 160 junior.
Feder's going to make an outstanding college forward, but I would suggest he practice shooting facing the basket. I think he's very good with his back to the basket. I think if he has one weakness, and I think it shows up at the free throw line, he doesn't seem to have a very good release on the ball looking at the bucket.
You're right, Tom. He likes to turn to his right all the time.
Yeah. He's excellent with his back to the basket, but I think he has to play forward in college, and he has so many things going for him. He's well coordinated, active, excellent ball handler, great passer.
There is Ed Egnott again, and that's his 5th field goal.
He's definitely been the difference, I think, in the game, Jim, so far.
He has scored 10 points. It's 26-17 Riverton. Here's Venema for Timothy Christian. To Klein. To Hirt and back to Klein now. Right at the top of the key. Now Nordman. Here is Hirt. Klein right at the free throw line. It's short. Rebound goes to the floor, and Kurt Penny has it for Riverton. Now Mike Rossetti brings it across the center line to Santarelli. Lobs for Federer. His jumper, no good. Rebound is up and in by Kurt Penny. 11-point lead now for Riverton, 28-17. Down fast is Klein. Gets the ball into here. His short jumper is short, but Nordman gets the rebound and pumps it off the board and in. 28-19. Mark Nordman. Riverton gets the ball across the line. That is Kurt Penny with it. Drives all the way under. He lobs the ball right underneath the Federer. Goes for the layup and didn't make it, but a foul is called on Steve Saval, number 13, for Timothy Christian.
Let's take a look at that replay because Saval really saved the layup here. It's a nice pass to Federer. Makes the move with the fall.
And there's a timeout for the score. Riverton 28, Timothy Christian 19. You're looking at the Riverton Hawks. That's their coach, Jim Zimmerman, talking to them.
Very good, young, aggressive coach. I like his style.
You say he went to Bradley, Chuck?
Yes, Tom. He was a great ball player in college, and he played down at Bradley.
Who did he play for? Joe Stoll?
It had to be Joe because it was back in about 1969 to 72, right in there.
4:39 to go in the period, third quarter. Riverton has the lead and the ball. That is Egnot. What a game he has played for the Hawks. Now Santarelli to Rossetti. Mike Rossetti off to Egnot. 4:19 to go in the third period. It's 28-19.
They're going to make that zone work a little bit, I think. They're going to make them come out a little bit.
Egnot lobs to Federer, drives along the baseline. Short jumper is up and in.
Beautiful, beautiful.
30-19 now. Riverton leads it. Here is Heard across the line. Knocked away from behind by Santarelli, but picked up by Venema for Timothy Christian. Off to Klein. Now Saval and Klein. Saval looking underneath. There's Klein right at the free throw line for the jumper. Didn't make it. Nordman has it, though. Gets it to Heard. His shot is blocked by Federer, and Federer fouled him.
Let's take a look at that again, because actually there's Federer with a nice block.
He fouled him the second time,
yes.
Coach. First time an excellent block, and then when the ball came straight back down, why Federer got involved again and picked up the foul.
Third foul on Federer. Here is Nordman for Timothy Christian. 3:32 to go. Here is Heard driving on Federer. Pumps it up, rolls it up and rolls it in. Just got over the rim. 30-21 now. Riverton on top by 9. Deep pass to Federer. And a pump the long jumper from the corner. Didn't get it. Rebound goes to the floor and grabbed off by Timothy Christian. Little comeback here by Timothy Christian, and Ken Klein brings it down. 3:07 to go.
If the guard could hit one of those shots from that free throw line, it would open it up a little more. Right in there, if you could just move in there and hit that shot.
Well, they've offered it to him all night. He's tried one a moment ago and came up empty. Huh?
There is Nordman from deep in the left corner. Mark Nordman got it. Now the lead's at 7, 30-23. That is 9 points to the ball game for Nordman. Egnot gets the ball to Santarelli. Now to Rossetti out front. 2:35 to go in the third period. Deep pass for Federer right under the basket. Lays it up and lays it in. 32-23, the lead back at 9.
That was a beautiful pass by Rossetti, wasn't it?
There is Rossetti on the steal and knocks the ball away. It'll be Riverton's ball. Let's pause right now. 5 seconds for station identification.
This is WGN-TV Chicago Television 9.
Ed Egnot with the ball for Riverton. They lead it 32-23, 2:18 to go. Rossetti out front. Now Egnot. Santarelli gets the ball to Penny. His shot is up. Missed everything, and the rebound is pulled out of midair there by Mark Nordman. Or Timothy Christian. Off to Ken Klein. Here down the lane. Lays it up. No good. Rebound. Fought for. Nordman has it. knocked away by the little guy, Mike Rossetti, and he brings it down for Riverton. 143. Here's Santarelli with a long jumper. Ed missed everything. Kurt Penny saves it back to Santarelli. To Feder. Out front now Rossetti. Santarelli, 1:31 to go in the third period. 32-23 Riverton. Santarelli out front to Rossetti. Too long on the lane. Going to be called against Feder and Riverton. And the ball belongs to Timothy Christian. Sam Hott comes back in the ball game now, and Kurt Penny goes out. Here is Venema to Hirt. To Klein. To Hirt. Now across the center line. 1:12 to go through the third period. Riverton by 9, 32-23. Another low-scoring game. Here's Hirt making a nice move and banking in off the board. 32-25. Riverton on top.
Ever since Feder picked up that third foul, they're going in the middle to Hirt to work on Feder, and he's playing with his hands in his pocket. He almost has to.
Sam Hott on the drive and missed it. Jim Venema has a rebound for Timothy Christian.
They could close the 5 here with another hit.
Takes a look at his coach and wants to know if they want to play for 1 with 38 seconds to go.
But Coach Greenfield says, no, attack that basket. We're behind by 7.
Here is Nordman to Klein. To Venema, fakes, pumps it up, off the board, no good. Rebound, but for Nordman up, good.
And they're back in the game.
32-27, 20 seconds to go. Santarelli down the lane, stolen away by Steve Saval, and he gets it up to Klein for Timothy Christian. They can cut it to 3 with a basket here. 9 seconds for the period. Now Nordman. Klein, Saval, jumper, good! With 2 seconds to go, 32-29. That's the end of the quarter, and the score is Riverton 32, Timothy Christian 29.
Ladies and gentlemen.
7% shooter from the field coach on the year, and he may have to take some of those outside shots, as you mentioned.
That'll open it up a little bit.
Fourth and final period. The tip controlled by Riverton. That is Sam Hott. Gets the ball to Feder. Turnaround jumper Feder. Up short. No good. Rebound grabbed by Venema for Timothy Christian. Riverton's been stuck on that 32 for quite a while. Here is Klein. To Hirt. Shots off the board and in. Now the lead's at 1. 32-31. That is 15 points for Jeff Hirt.
It was 32-23. With about 2 minutes to go in that third period, and now Timothy Christian has come back to trail by 1.
Here is Hott. Passes underneath the Feder. Lost the ball. Grabbed off by Hirt.
The pass was a little low. He threw it down by his knee. It's pretty hard to handle sometimes when you're jumping up in the air.
No matter how big you are, it's a tough spot to get the ball.
That's right.
Here is Klein to Saval. To Klein. Nordman. Now Klein, they're looking underneath.
Well, that is such a percentage shot right there. I can't believe Klein's walking away from those.
Yeah. Klein is right at the free throw line. There he is, right on the line.
On the line.
Nordman.
I think he's got to put it up from there. They're really sagging inside now, helping Feder out on the 2 big boys.
32-31. That's the score. Riverton leads it. Here is Nordman. Short jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down by Feder. He had a chance to go ahead with the basket there, but missed it. And Mike Rossetti brings it down for Riverton.
The key time with the ball for Riverton. They've got to stop this surge.
Santarelli lobs for Feder. That's the way to do it. Get it to him right there. 34-31. Riverton by 3. 18 points for Feder. He and Hirt are having quite a duel. They're the number 1 and number 2 scorers in the tournament going into this game. There's Saval with another long jumper. Missed that one, and Penny has the rebound off the floor for the Riverton Hawks. That is Mike Rossetti bringing it down. Ball stolen away. Rossetti gets it back, though. They two-time him off the Hott. In the corner, Penny, short jumper. Didn't get it. Goes for his own rebound. Lost it. Rossetti for Riverton. 5:28 to go. Riverton by 3. Santarelli lobbing for Fetter. In close. Short jumper. Didn't make it. And Sam Hott is pushing off on the rebound.
That was a good call.
Ed Egnott has come back in the ball game now. A cheer by the Timothy Christian cheerleaders. We got 5:20 to go in this ball game. It's a 3-point lead for the Riverton Hawks, 34-31.
I see one of those cheerleaders was named Hurt. I wonder if that's the sister of the big ball player.
It's an unusual name. I'm sure it's a close relative, you know.
Yes.
Spelled H-E-E-R-D-T. Hirt. Timothy Christian with the ball in the corner. Nordman. Out front, Klein now. Saval. There's the big guy, Venema. Saval. 5:02 to go. Riverton by 3. There's the jumper. Short. Rebound up, though, by Nordman is good. Mark Nordman on a good follow. 34-33. Riverton by 1. 4:50 to go.
Well, let's face it, Chuck Walensky, we wanted Klein to shoot that shot on that. He's done it twice, and he's missed both of them. Maybe he knows a whole lot more about it than we do.
I think so. They're only 1 point behind playing for third.
Place trophies. It's a big moment in the lives of many of these high schoolers who've made it into the final day of the tournament here in Champaign-Urbana. Stay tuned for the ceremony.
Look now at the Riverton cheerleaders. We have 4:25 to go in this ball game. It's a 3-pointer. Riverton 36, Timothy Christian 33. This entire tournament, Chuck Walensky, has been, we've had a lot of ball games that just have not been very, very close. But
No,
this
that's
looks
right,
like might be one of them.
Yeah, they've all started out slowly, but one team has always managed to pull ahead from the other one. But this is the second one that Riverton's been involved in. They had a good one this afternoon.
Yeah, the Riverton-Havana ball game this afternoon, won by Havana, was very close for the most part. Then the Havana Ducks pulled away. They'll play New Lenox Providence in the title game. Havana goes into that title game with a record of 31-0. New Lenox Providence is 31-1. Not too bad, huh?
Not too bad. 62-1. Not too bad.
The ball belongs to Mark Nordman. He'll man it along the sideline, and he gets it into Ken Klein. Now to Saval. Nordman comes out front now. Change their alignment a little bit and put Nordman. If he gets that jumper there, he's going to take it, right, Coach?
I think so. That's a good move.
They've moved Klein to the side and put Nordman. He's about the high post now. There he is at the free throw line with the jumper, and he got it.
Good move by Coach Greenfield when he called that timeout.
36-35, Riverton by 1. Klein was having a difficult time and was a little reluctant to shoot out there, but no problem with Nordman, who's a good shooter. He has scored 14 points in the game. Here's Hott. Rossetti. Now Ignat. Looking for Fetter, but they're just all around him underneath. Here is Sam Hott. Ignat. 3:30 to go. Riverton by 1. Deep in the corner now, Rossetti. To Hott. Makes the shot, doesn't take it. Lobs to Fetter. Hits the ball in the corner. Too long on the lane is going to be called against Riverton. That is called against Kurt Penny. 36-35. Riverton on top. But Timothy Christian has the basketball, can go ahead with a basket here. Nordman out front. To Saval, to Nordman. Now Saval again. Looking underneath, out front, Nordman. Here is Klein. Nordman again. Saval. And Timothy Christian wants a timeout with 2:52 to go. 36-35 is the score. They have moved Mr. Mark Nordman out to that point guard position, even though he is 6'4", 150-pounder. But as we have seen throughout the tournament, has a very good jump shot.
Yes, but now Ed Ignat is not going to let him get that shot. He's moved over to cover it a little bit. They've changed their zone, and that's what Riverton will do, Jim. They will match up with you. Where your power is where they'll put their defensive power. And right now they're sort of going like it's about a 1-3-1. They're going to match up, I think, with Nordman. They're not going to let him get that easy shot.
Look at some of the young fans here at the ball game this evening. Just a great sight, this Class A tournament. The Assembly Hall looks pretty well filled to me. A lot of people sitting in that last row.
I don't see too many vacant seats. You're right, Jim. Tremendous crowd, and the fans behind us are really getting warmed up here. Beautiful colors, red and orange. The green Celtics over there just waiting for the next game, and the maroon Ducks.
This tournament seems to be catching on more and more with each passing year. I think the demand for tickets is probably the greatest this time around.
Yes, there were. It's unusual, you know, to come up here at 6 o'clock this evening and have people coming running up to you asking if you would sell them a ticket. It's very unusual.
2:52 to go, 36-35, Riverton on top. Timothy Christian with the ball. Now they've moved Nordman back. Now he comes out front.
They're doing a little interchange.
Hit the ball into here, and he is fouled by Sam Hott. Sam Hott picks up the foul.
14, Sam Hott, that's 3 against Riverton.
Third team foul on Riverton. Still no free throws involved. Ball is inbounded to Klein. 2:37 to go now. Here is Hirt driving on Federer. Shot is up. Offensive foul on Hirt. Jeff Hirt made the move on Federer. Ran into him that time and picks up the foul. That is his 4th.
That was a good call and good defense by Federer. He didn't give any ground that time.
2:32 to go. Riverton now the 1-point lead and the basketball. Here is Ignat. Rossetti to Hott. Now Ignat. 2:16 to go. They work it around outside. .205 to go. Sam Hott with the ball for Riverton. Top of the key. In the corner now, Rossetti. Back to Hott. To Ignat. There's Hott in the corner. Rossetti again. 1:51 to go. Riverton leading 36-35. And now Timothy Christian comes out a little bit. But not much. Now Hott in a jam. A lot of people thought he traveled on that, and you can hear him in the background. Here is Ignat, and Riverton wants a timeout. 1:34 to go in the ball game. They lead it 36-35, and Jim Zimmerman was up off the bench to call that timeout. There's Coach Zimmerman and the Hawks. What do you think, Tom Kelly? They're going to just hold on to the ball till somebody comes out and gets them, I guess, huh?
Well, they've got a point lead, and they're going to, I'm sure they hope that they'll be able to maintain possession and not throw it away and give it up for free. I do think they need some help in there for Federer. He's gotten over 20 points, and they've got 36. He's been a one-man gang. Very nice-looking basketball player, Federer. I think he's got a great college career ahead of him, and very active, very well organized, very well put together, and he'd make an outstanding forward. But he needs some help here. He needs somebody to get one from outside, or because they keep looking for him, and he's going to have to do it all, and he just can't be everything out there this afternoon or this evening, although he certainly played a great basketball game.
Particularly when the people underneath for Timothy Christian go 6'6", 6'6", and 6'4".
Oh, yeah, and there's some good basketball players in there, and Federer's had to battle them all more or less by himself. He's the only man of any size that Riverton has in there underneath, and he's combating 3 kids in there that are all at I think 6'8". I think Hirt's every bit as tall as Federer, and I think Nordman is too, although they're much slimmer. Federer's up around the 205 or what have you mark, and they're all in there at about 170. Now they've got to minute 34. They've got the ball. They've got a lead by a point. Rossetti can take care of the basketball. We'll see how they do.
Mike Rossetti out front with it, and they're going to come out and get him. Here is Ignat. Looking for somebody. They get it into Federer. They two-time him. He put it on the floor. They scramble, and Timothy Christian has it. And there's a foul on Kurt Penny. 1:19 to go. Rich Federer got that ball. Watch him now. He brings it down, and they converge on him. Takes that dribble. It gets away from him. And They end up losing the ball. A costly turnover with 1:19 to go.
Well, of course, hindsight's always 20/20. If he'd have just put the ball in the air, holding it up, they would have had to hit him to knock it away. As it is, he put it down and bounced it right off the leg of a defender from Timothy Kristen. Then when the ball rolled free, he was no bigger than anybody else out there and scrambling about on the floor.
Riverton over Timothy Kristen. Reminder that this one will be followed by the championship game after the trophy presentations and awards are made. About 20 minutes after that or so, we'll have the championship game between Ulenix Providence, going into it with a 31-1 record, and Havana 31-0. The ball will belong to Timothy Kristen. They'll inbound it along the sideline. Riverton already inbounding the ball for Timothy Kristen. He gets it into here. They come down 2-on-1 with Saval. Saval out front to Klein. 1:12 to go. Now 1:11. Down by 1. Timothy Kristen with the ball. Saval. Out front Klein. Now Saval. 1:01 to go. Riverton with the 1-point lead. Here is Hirt looking underneath. And a timeout has been called now by Timothy Kristen. The ball belongs to Timothy Kristen. And Mark Nordman will inbound it. He gives it to Klein. 51 seconds. Looking underneath to Nordman. To Klein. 45 seconds. Klein out front. Timothy Kristen with the ball down by 1. To Klein. Looking around. 33 seconds to go now. Now Klein looking underneath. Klein goes to the right side. 25 seconds to go. Nordman with the ball. To Klein. To Saval. They're looking for Hirt, but he's well covered. They have a man wide open underneath. They don't see him. 15 seconds. Now 14. Nordman. Off to Saval. To Hirt. The ball to the floor. His shot is blocked by Feder, and he's fouled by Feder. 7 seconds to go. Take a look at it again. They get the ball to Hirt. He put it on the floor, almost lost it. Went up for the shot. Feder blocked it, but they say he got a piece of him. And Hirt will go to the line to shoot a couple.
No question about
shoot 2.
Well, Riverton called a timeout to give him an extra minute to think about it. He can see the scoreboard. He knows there's only 7 seconds left. Now they're going to let him think about
7 seconds to go. Jeff Hirt at the line. First one is short. No good. He hit the front of the rim, and it fell off. If he makes this one, we'll have a tie. And maybe an overtime. Who knows? Hirt's second shot is good. The score is tied at 36. 7 seconds to go. The ball is inbounded to Rossetti. 3 seconds to go. To Hott. They're going to have to hurry to get a shot. A long jumper by Hott is off the rim. No good. Overtime.